Hello all. People say you shouldn't meet your heroes. That you'll be disappointed and you'll have some sort of a negative experience. Well, I've found the exact opposite to be true. I think you should go meet your heroes. My example being uh, that in, I believe it was 1991, I went to a signing at Dangerous Visions bookstore with my literary hero, Michael Moorcock. For those of you who don't know, Michael Moorcock is a very prolific British science fiction writer. He's written over 200 books. Not all of them are science fiction or fantasy. He's also written books about writing, like Death is No Obstacle. And he has written books about media, called Into the Media Web. He's written books about London and London history. Uh, but I'm most intrigued by his fantasy series, particularly the Elric cycle, which also includes the larger Eternal Champion cycle, which is not only books about Elric but also other incarnations of the Eternal Champion, primarily Corum, Hawkmoon, and Ericosa. But there are others as well. Count Brass, Una Person might actually be a version of the Eternal Champion. The Rose might be a version of the Eternal Champion. Even Jerry Cornelius is in some ways a version of the Eternal Champion. So all of his works are, in fact, linked. But I digress. In 1991, I became very excited. He was going to sign his new Elric novel, which at the time was Fortress of the Pearl. He was signing the DAW paperback, American paperback edition, which had a beautiful artwork, and I do not remember who the artist is. I think it was Robert Gould, actually. Very beautiful artwork, and dealt with an early period in Elric's life. It takes place sort of between Elric of Melniboné, the first novel, and The Sailor on the Seas of Fate, the second novel, timeline-wise, and it's very well written, very interesting. Um, um, and I went and I met him. I had a fantastic time. I found him very genial, very easy to talk to. We talked about everything from Hawkwind and T-Rex and the Sex Pistols and other Elric stories, things about London and just some various general impressions about the new wave of science fiction and various writers, J.G. Ballard and Roger Zelazny and Brian Aldiss, and yes, that's the correct way to pronounce it, Aldiss, and others who participated in that particularly interesting period in science fiction. If you haven't read a lot of new wave stuff, I highly recommend all of it. Read Dangerous Visions and again Dangerous Visions, and you'll get a sense of the changing attitudes and the changing style of the new wave from which really started in around 1963, 64, which was around the period that Moorcock was writing the Elric novels. And it's not like traditional, it's not like Robert Heinlein, it's not like Isaac Asimov or Ray Bradbury or, people of that ilk. It's experimental, it's interesting, it's weird, it's fun, and I highly recommend reading it. Anyway, I had a fantastic time meeting Mr. Moorcock, and we have been correspondents ever since. I am not lucky enough to actually call myself his friend, but I look to him as sort of my mentor, and I was incredibly thrilled when he asked to read my novel, The Dragon Groom's Tale, and then he liked it, and I was astonished. He wrote me a very nice blurb, and even tried to connect me with an agent, which unfortunately didn't work out. But I think that was really incredibly nice of him, and he's just a fantastic person. So again, if you have a chance to meet your heroes, go ahead and do it. You won't regret it.